Here we go. Let me see what I'm gonna do right now. Let me just add people on here as we speak. Okay, here we go. And invite, 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 invite. Invite, 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 invite. I'm just building an audience, guys. Just give me a few minutes. Just inviting a lot of people as I'm talking to you. Just give me a few seconds to get a couple people on here. I see 2 people on here right now. Just let me invite a couple of other people. I'm going to invite a couple of other people. I'm going to invite a couple of other people. I'm going to invite a couple of other people. And then I'm going to start my show and talk about a lot of things that need to be addressed. Okay, hold on one second. All right, cool. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right. All right, and let me invite some more people. All right. All right, who do we got? We got Joseph Morales, we got Lori, we got Valerie, we got Rita, we got Ashley, and probably a couple of other people. As I see other people on here, I'll actually talk about a lot of stuff that needs to be addressed and talk about. Well, everybody knows what I'm going through right now. My mom right now is in the hospital waiting for a double lung transplant. Basically, the phone call could come any minute, any second, any time. We're waiting for the right lungs to come. Not only the right lungs, but the right blood type, and there's a lot of other issues, a lot of other things on top of just the lungs. They have to be checked, evaluated, make sure they're perfect for my mom and everything else on top of everything. You know, everything has to be checked from the doctors, and then they contact, my mom's in the hospital, so there's nobody contacting anybody and saying, hey, we have your lungs, get to the hospital. We're already at the hospital. So we don't have that. That's something that's just avoided. Something else is just brought up, just getting the lungs there. That's the whole thing. A lot of craziness has been happening on top of praying for your family. Thank you very much, Lori. It means a lot to me. A lot of you guys know me for my music. A lot of you guys know me for what I do in general. Prior everything else I do, besides the music, besides everything else I do, the most important thing right now in my life is is my mom. Is not my music right now. That's the last thing on my mind right now is my music. Jackie Vargas, what's going on? Thank you so much, Jackie. You're you know what it is. When times are at your worst, you get the people that come in your life that you really, you appreciate them coming in your life, because these people show you so much love and so much concern, and that's an amazing thing just in general that I've been getting from so many people like Valerie, Jackie, and so many other people that just been praying for my family and been praying for my mom and just been praying in general, and that's just an amazing feeling just on top of everything else. I'm gonna explain something, because this is something that needs to be addressed and needs to be brought up. And I'm gonna say something because even though, how is your mom? She's hanging in there, okay? Hanging in there. The doctors come and visit her. And basically they can't do nothing. They're just waiting, just like my mom's waiting and we're waiting. I'm going to explain to you something. The worst thing to wait for, okay, I'm going to give you a scenario. Just a lot of people get what I'm talking about. Okay, something that a lot of people look forward to that are looking forward from happening and waiting is a wife to give birth, because that's something amazing, right? But imagine waiting for something that's a total opposite of that. It's totally a different aspect at all, a different it's more, that is more crazier than actually the other thing. Because the other thing is being checked, the baby's inside, we're waiting for somebody to give something to my mom that's going to bring my mom, take care of her, where the state that she's not in right now. So it's a little bit more difficult. I definitely believe, and Jackie's been saying some things, and a lot of people have been saying some things to me, that I'm starting to understand a lot of things that are brought to my life, and I see it every single day, more and more every single minute I see it, not only just every single day. I always, even though everything is going around in my life, I always look out what's going on with people that I know, family, friends, brothers, sisters, and because everybody has something going on with somebody's life, and you have to be, even though everything's going on in your life, you have to also understand there's people around you that also need, comfort, and if you could help them too, even though you're going through something. It shows you, humanity, that you're also not only consumed in your situation, but also consumed in family and friends, and even people you don't know, and you see somebody going through something, and then you understand what they're going through, or you have a feeling what they're going through. And I'm going to talk about something that actually I talked about last year, and I'll bring it up again, and I brought it up last week, and I'm going to bring it up again, okay? This is something that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing my show a lot more. My mom's going to get her, I know my mom's going to get what she needs, because I just know it. And I believe it's just a matter of time. And thank you. Just keep praying, guys. Like, I'm keep praying for everybody. Please keep praying for my family. I appreciate it. And I continue to do prayers for other people. Besides people praying for me, I pray for other people, because I see what's going on with people. And I'm going to do a lot of my other stuff. I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be building up my YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel is going to actually help a lot of people. When I mean organizations, raise money for organization, and raise money for people with charities. So a lot more stuff I'm going to be probably doing, and actually meeting people and talking to people about certain things, doctors, even priests, everybody, about things that needs to be addressed in life, and what's going on in life, and what people need to talk about very heavenly of what's going on. And I actually said this the other night, and I'll say it again. I found out a friend of mine's friend's daughter committed suicide. I'm not going to say who it is, because that's irrelevant. I'm not going to bring that up, because that's somebody's family. I'm just going to bring up the actual topic, and the topic is suicide. And I talked about it, and Logan actually joked about it, but I'm actually not going to be Logan. I'm actually going to be a person that actually cares and actually hits the subject at heart. And I've actually brought up the subject for the right reasons. I didn't use it for the wrong reasons, and I didn't use it to benefit me. I actually did to help people and give people an understanding of what people need to look out for if their kids or someone they know is pushing to that point, to notice it way earlier than later, until a family loses a son, a daughter, whoever, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. A life is a life. So just like I'm concerned about everybody in my life, I'm also concerned about people that are in my circle or in my life. And I have friends of mine that I consider them brothers more than friends, okay? And when I see something they post, it alerts me, and I go through and I say, oh, there's something happening over here. Let me find out if everything's okay with this person, because this person means a lot to me, and I want to make sure everything in their life is okay. Just like they're concerned with my life, I want to be a person that shows them that I'm actually concerned with their life also. Okay? So I actually contacted the person. The person told me, that's very close to me, said, no, everything's fine. My friend Joseph Gallo, what's going on? My friend's daughter committed suicide, and I understand where his friend wants this, because he doesn't want nobody to go through something like that, because losing somebody, hi Vinny, what's going on, Joseph? Losing a child is a very difficult thing, okay? Losing anybody is a very difficult thing, so a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people, even though I'm going through my own situation with my mom, waiting for a lung transplant, and waiting every time that phone rings, every 2 seconds late at night, expecting that phone call, But I understand, and I kind of relate, because I hit this topic last year about suicide, because I also had another friend of mine that said, hey, Vin, a lot of people follow you on social media. You really know how to talk to people. You hit a lot of subjects that a lot of people consume themselves to what you have to say. I think you would be the right person to say something for my niece. Could you please do something? And I did. That same day, I put something up there saying I was going to do a show about suicide. And I hit the topic, and a lot of people probably knew this, because I actually helped this family raise money for their funeral arrangements and their kids' future. It was a $15,000 and change GoFundMe page. I got involved and raised the money for them because I wanted to. I didn't get nothing out of it. The gratitude that I got out of it is I helped somebody at the time of their situation they were going through. I made it a little bit more easier for them, because they didn't have the resources or the money at that time to take care of the issue. Not only the issue that they have, somebody lost their wife or somebody lost their mother, but just to put them at ease and figure out how to get the money for them where they could actually put this woman to rest and don't worry about the situation or coming up with the resources or the money to make it happen. I actually intervened and got involved, heads up, Gail, and helped that person in that time of their situation, and I made it a little bit easier for them. So even though everything is going on with my mom and everything, I always believe in being there for a lot of people and helping people, because when you do good things happen to you. And today was Ash Wednesday, of course, and it's a very holy day. And even though it was a holy day, look at how's your mom? She's hanging in there. We're just waiting. It's a waiting game right now. Please, everybody, keep praying for my mom. I tell my mom that everybody's praying for her. There's so many people praying for her. It brings a smile to her heart, and it brings a good feeling in me, because I have so many people that are not only about me, but about my mom. That means a lot to me, and I'm gonna give a lot. I've been giving a lot out, but I'm gonna give out a lot more. That's why the music. Yeah, I love making music. I love creating music. Right now, my mind right now to do music. You're a good mama's boy. Yes, I am a mama's boy. I'm without a doubt, and I'm proud of it. So, so the music right now, yeah, I have the song Monkey in the Middle. Everybody's still, even though everything's going on with me in the situation, I have fans and supporters that are still pushing my music because they want to see me make it, and that means a lot to me too. But right now, I'm consumed on other situation with my mom and everything. I'll give you one thing, okay? Once, and I know it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. When that happens, you ever hear of the when a phoenix rises from the ashes? Well, that'll be me. I will be rising from the ashes. Mom is come first. Exactly. I will be that phoenix that will be rising from the ashes. More like that angel that's rising from the ashes. But because, listen to me, the most important thing in my life right now is my mom's well-being and making sure that everything on that end. And not only if I'm praying, I know so many people are praying for my mom, and I'm praying for so many people too, because you can't forget about praying for other people and what's going on in their life too. And I get so many people praying for my mom, and I see out there so much craziness that's going on. And I actually send the prayers. I actually talked about this last night, and I looked this morning. I don't follow the news for crazy reasons of what happened today in Florida. Okay, and I always say, I've been saying that, I said that last night, and I'll bring it up again. A lot of kids are getting bullied in school. There's a lot of kids going through more problems than I ever dealt with at their age that they're dealing with now. If you don't have nothing good to say to somebody, don't say it. If somebody in school is bothering you, then you go talk to your teacher or your counselor or your priest and say, listen, this person is making my life miserable. I don't know what to do anymore. Always talk to somebody. If you don't want to talk to your mom and your dad, go talk to your priest, go talk to a counselor, a close friend of the family, but talk to somebody, because it's crazy what's going on, because it became a how could I can't, there's no words for it anymore. It's just insanity. It's crazy, because sometimes words are worse than actually physical violence, because you actually mentally you space out somebody's so bad and things. I always say something, you don't know what somebody's going through in life, okay? And I said this last night, you don't know what's going through in somebody's life if somebody doesn't tell you. And then when you tell somebody something and they're going through their own situation right now, you're just making it worse. And that person could just say, you know what, my life is done. I have nothing to, and nobody should ever say that, because at the end of the day, no one should do something like that. But you get somebody at that point, in that moment in their life, when they just snap, and the outcome is traumatic, not only for that person, but everybody around that person. So we need to understand, and we need to talk to our kids, see how they're reacting, see how they're coming back from school. If kids are not wanting to go to class, what's the reason why? Why are they pretending that they're sick? There's a lot of things that you have to understand the signs. It's all about seeing the signs before they get worse, or they get even. You don't know the signs until something bad happens, and you don't want that. You want it before that happens. You want to get to the point at hand and address it. You don't want to make it after the fact. You want to get it way before. Prevention is way better than a traumatic tragedy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. You want things to be leveled out way before they get even crazier. You don't need to get crazy, so you need to figure that out. And unfortunately, this is the one thing that I actually, and I don't have nothing against anybody, but when I see things that are wrong, you shouldn't take something like what Logan did and took suicide, something really serious, and joked about it and profit from it, when you shouldn't. That's something that should be a topic, and I talked about it way before he did, to help people address that situation. Look at the signs. If your kid is not socializing with people, not wanting to go to class, not worried about what they look like, doesn't care, sleeping a lot, these are signs that there's something wrong. There's something that needs to be addressed. Something needs to be talked about. Somebody needs to say, what's going on? What's happening? You have to, don't be that person that just, he'll be fine, he'll be okay, because you don't know what the end of the situation is. I'm not saying that every parent has being crazy with their kids. That's not what I'm saying. Sometimes it could actually be not even the parent. It could be who the kids are socializing with. Kids are being very nasty or being very mean and saying things. And nowadays, appearance and to kids is very important. A lot of kids are not eating. A lot of kids are becoming anorexic. A lot of kids are, getting hooked on drugs. So there's a lot of peer pressure that you have to understand. You have to figure those things out, because if you don't figure those things out, the outcome is going to be very, very traumatic, and fatalities and craziness. Everybody agree what I'm saying, or don't agree, or hello? So, and even though, today, I've been praying, and everybody's leaving prayers for me, for my mom, and I thank everybody every single second, Thank you. Thank you for all the prayers on my mom. I really appreciate the love. We all have to figure out in life, we all have to get along with each other. Okay? That was the point, and I'm going to bring this up, I'm going to say it again. That was the point of what Jesus Christ and God put us on this earth for. It was all about us uniting together and getting along, okay? If somebody you believe is not the right person for you because of different situations, then you don't have to socialize with that person. But there has to be a situation for it. You can't just not, just leave somebody because, other crazy things. Well, the looks and this and that. That's craziness. If somebody's doing crazy things and you don't believe that person is fit to be around because he's gonna, put you in danger or stuff like that, that's a whole different story. Then I understand you don't want to socialize with that person. Then you don't need to socialize with that person. But to be mean and be, to be very nasty to somebody because that's not good. You should, always understand we all have to get along. We all have to try to communicate. Communication is key. That's the key factor right there. You have to communicate. Without communication, nothing gets situated, nothing gets resolved, nothing gets done. There's a lot of things. Gina Marie, one of my morning prayers is thanking God for judging me by what is my heart and not my words, because He shows me the mercy to please help me and remember that in the dealings with others. Vincenzo, you are making excellent points here, and we are all keeping your mom in prayers. Thank you, Gina Marie, Palemo Jill. Listen, you could hear what I have to say, or you could say, I don't want to hear it. I'm just putting stuff out there and just giving people a concept of an idea that people don't understand or people don't get it. And I know everybody's praying for my mom, and I really appreciate it, and I thank you for that. And, like I always say, you do good things and good things come back to you. A lot of people didn't know this. I got a lot of people hitting me up, and they didn't know what I said about last night about if you do bad things, if you're envy, if you're jealous, if you're spiteful, if you're preventing somebody to do something, you're causing sickness on you. They didn't understand what I was trying to say, and then they got what I was trying to say, because a lot of people thought that when you're doing bad things to people, it's only doing it to those people. But the actuality, it turns around back to you because you're turning on these hormones in your body that don't need to be turned on. And the way they get turned on is by doing bad things. That's why they're called B cells. There's a reason why they're called B cells. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you do bad things, you're turning these cells on that don't ever need to be turned on. FB, I'm going to say FB, it's Facebook. That's why I'm saying Facebook. So I'm giving you information that I actually is proven. It's not that I'm putting out there and I'm the one that's bringing it to the people. I'm addressing something that's been talked about tons. How is your mom? She's hanging in there. We're just waiting right now for lungs. That's what we're waiting for. Waiting for right size. The most important thing right now is the right size lung. My mom's a small woman. She's not a big woman. Right size, blood type, and cell structural situation. And of course, and the doctors have to say that the lungs are perfectly in good condition before they could accept them, and that's how it works. So right now we're just waiting. It's just a waiting game right now. That's exactly what it is. So like what I was saying is a lot of people don't understand what I was trying to say. When you do, I got a lot of people hitting me up and they kind of didn't understand. What's up, Michael? They didn't understand what I was trying to say, and now they got it. A lot of people thought well, if I do bad things and I do bad things, I'm spiteful to somebody, I'm envious to somebody, I'm jealous to somebody, it's not going to come on me, it's going to come on that person. Absolutely wrong. It comes back to you. You're starting a cycle of cells that you're turning on in your body, because when you start doing things, it opens up hormones, okay? That's what hormones are. Hormones are things in our body that react to different things that we do. Like when you're stressed out, you bring your cortisone level up. What does cortisone levels do? Depression, you gain weight. You don't, I feel for you and your mom. I had liver transplant. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about, Joanne Ruggiero. And thank you for praying. I seen all the prayers that you did. Thank you very much. So I got a lot of people hitting me up and say, "Hey, Vin, I didn't know this stuff." You know, I'm the first one to say that I actually do bad things. Is that going to make me sick? And I said, if you continue to do stuff like that, yeah, you're going to turn on bad cells. And when you turn on bad cells, what I do? When you turn on bad cells, what does that cause? That causes cancer, FB, diabetes, and a lot of other things that you don't want in your life. What I've been going through, okay? See, a lot of people don't know what I've been going through, okay? I got into the whole, a lot of you guys know me as a music producer. A lot of you guys know me from video blogging. A lot of you guys know me from videos. A lot of you guys know me from social media, entrepreneur, motivational speaker. There's a whole big story behind it, okay? Because I didn't say it, and I said to myself, you know what? I can't not say what's going on with my mom, because right now I need people to pray for my mom and let people understand what I was going through. When I give you guys in the morning, and I give everybody, and a lot of people are really happy about my poetry that I do in the morning, I don't quote anybody. I don't quote Shakespeare. I don't quote Einstein. I don't quote Roosevelt, FB. I don't quote anybody. Everything that you hear that I put in the morning, that's all me. A lot of people didn't understand that, but I'm going to explain to you why. When I say to people, when I say on here, and I say a lot of people are consumed in things in life that, I'm going to give you a perfect example. The most important things in life people don't take serious, right? The most important things like health. Like right now I'm dealing with my mom waiting for a lung transplant, a double lung transplant. But other people are consumed with other things like getting a car, getting an expensive car, getting an expensive house. And a lot of people didn't understand what I was trying to say. But when you need the real important things in life, like what I'm going through right now, a car does not matter. A house does not matter. Okay? What's the point of having an expensive car? I'll give you a quick rundown, an example. If you don't have the strength or you don't have the ability to push the pedals to drive that car, what's so important about having a mansion when you're more in the hospital than that mansion and you don't get to enjoy it? A lot of people don't understand that. But a lot of people are starting to get what I'm trying to say and kind of understand what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, it all comes down to health, family, happiness, and the two people up there, okay? Because when things go bad, everybody runs to those people. I agree and I understand that. So understand something. And I'm talking about Jesus Christ, God, and the Holy Spirit, okay? When I'm talking about that, and I never brought that up, and I said to myself, you know what? These are things that need to be addressed, because a lot of people then, when somebody's getting sick in their family, they go and pray, but when the time came, they never did. And the reason why, I'm going to explain something to you, and a lot of people are getting it, and a lot of people are not getting it. So this is how it works. The most important things that you need, and that's family, health, or somebody's sick in your family and you want that person to get better, or you want that person to get the organ and stuff like that, that's the things that count in life. When somebody in your family's sick and you want the well-being of that person, that overpasses a car, a house, a vacation. That overpasses anything. I'm going to give you a perfect example, because somebody said something to me today, and I was trying to give them a little information, because this person is not happy about nothing. And that's the worst way to live. A celebrity says something, and I know what he's trying to talk about, because I'll give you a perfect example. All the money in the world, doesn't matter, all the money in the world, when you need something that I'm asking for, there's no dealership, there's no person that could give it to you except the person upstairs. That's the person that makes the final closing. That's the person that, always be closing. That's the person that closes for everybody. You can't pay somebody extra. You can't slip somebody an extra dollar bill. You can't give them a little tip. That person doesn't accept any of that except loyalty, humanity, and reasoning and love. That's all that he cares about. Everything else does not matter. I actually opened up a lot of people today because a lot of people hit me up and said, "Hey, wow, I didn't understand what was going on, and I kind of got it from you." You ever hear? And I said it last night. Amen. I actually said something to somebody the other day, and you ever get those people that, "Oh, I never smoked a day in my life. I never did anything bad, but I went to the doctor, FB, and the doctor says I have, the C word." Well, were you a nice person? Were you a good person? And they know they're not a good person, and they're not a bad. They weren't good people. No, I was never a good person. I was very nasty to people. I always treated people like crap. There you go. Well, could that happen? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That could happen. That's what brings that on. That brings that on more than anything else, because you're bringing hormones to a level, and once those hormones start, it's really hard to stop them. I got somebody saying that to me. He's like, "Oh, I gotta change my life. I gotta start figuring things out because I didn't know this stuff. I didn't know. I actually started looking into things, and what you were saying to me is actually right. It does cause these hormones. They are bad hormones. I don't need to turn them on. Maybe I need to turn my leaf. I can't tell you to be good. You have to decide to be good. That's what the difference is. Okay, that's what the outcome is. That's where the difference from, negativity and positivity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought, well, I'm not negative to myself, but I'm negative to other people. That's even worse. You're bringing negativity back to you. You're bringing bad karma to you. No one else. Do good, get good back. That's why I always told people on my show, rain checks. That's what rain checks are. When you do good things. I'm going to give you a perfect example because I actually... I'm just waiting, and I know it's going to happen because I'm just waiting for it's going to happen. A lot of things have been addressed to me. A lot of things have been happening to me. I've actually started seeing signs that things that blow people's mind that you have no idea. Sometimes things are you find out information not in the beginning of life, towards your life. You start learning things, or you start figuring out things, or you figure out things that you never believed you had, but then you start understanding because people are showing you these things, because you never knew you had the ability to do this, or had the resources, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting because my amazing, I know everybody loves my videos and everything else, but the video that I post is going to be the most amazing video that I'm going to do. It has nothing to do with music. Maybe I'll do music for it, whatever. But the most amazing video that I'm going to do is going to be something that's going to blow a lot of people's mind, because they'll understand, because it's going to come from the heart. And I'm going to say some things that people or explain some things to people that they'll understand what I'm talking about. And that's the stuff that needs to be shared, and that's the stuff that people need to know about, and that's the stuff that people need to figure out for themselves, because it's not all about what you have, what you can get. It's what you have, and maintaining what you have and keeping it healthy and strong, and continue to have it. Because there's a lot of people that have less than you, but the one thing that they're happy that they have, they're able to wake up in the morning. They're able to hold their kids. They're able to show affection. They're able to run in the morning, where there's people that don't even have that. My mom, okay, no joke. You ever hear you have COPD, it feels like an elephant on your chest? My mom felt like when she was breathing for, the straws that you stir. But imagine one of those straws being clogged all the time and you can't bring up mucus. It feels like you're drowning every minute of your life. I don't wish that on anybody. That's why I started telling people, because I seen what my mom was going through, and I don't want nobody else to go through it. I started telling people what vitamins to take, what teas to drink, what herbs to consume. But I always told people, make sure you're not allergic to it, because I don't want nobody to get any allergic reaction from it. But I'm giving you information that could actually prevent a lot of things from happening. And I've done it. I did all that stuff, you know. After a fact, you got to understand, once your organs start going, you can do everything you can to a point. Eventually they go. Once they start going, they go. And the only thing that is replacing them. And it's really hard to replace organs than replacing parts in your car. Because if you don't have a part, you could contact somebody and say, could you make a custom part for this car? And yeah, no problem. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg, but we can make it. With that, no, don't work that way. And who's the person, the dealer that decides the part is the person upstairs. So that makes people understand more, because doing better things for somebody. That means anything. I help people that I don't even know. I don't even met them before. If I tell you, I actually friended more people that I never knew because they were praying for my mom, and I never knew who they were. And one woman said to me, matter of fact, I'm not going to mention her name. If she's on here, I'll bring her up. She said, hey, Vin, I'm devoting my rosary prayers to your mom every single day. I didn't ask her to do it. She's doing it because it's the right thing to do. Because when you need something in life, can she go out and good shepherd on the in Brooklyn healing masses? Can she go out? She can't go nowhere. She's in the hospital. She can't leave the hospital until she gets her lung transplant. She cannot leave. She cannot come home anymore. She's basically confined at the hospital. And we're just waiting. That's basically what it is right now. Her vitals are strong. The power of prayer is a very, very, very powerful instrument. Somebody said something to me, and I'm going to bring it up to you guys and girls. Read the prayer from St. Francis, and it says instrument, and it's kind of amazing, because I'm a musician. I'm a music producer. And I'm going to tell you something that eventually have the priest anointed. Yes, I have. Joanne, if I tell you something I can't tell you right now, if I tell you the priest that spoke to my mom and the priest that I actually contacted, and I actually was, it wasn't coincidence that I got to meet, and you'll be amazed. When the time comes, I will tell everybody the story, and I will blow a lot of people's mind. And I guarantee I will actually blow your mind too. I don't know if you watched my show last night, but I'll tell you a little bit of a story, Joanne. I had a friend on here. Okay, she's still a friend. Very highly in music. We got to know me. She got to know me from my music, and then she became a friend, and she's like a sister to me. And you see the cube that I put up with my mom? I created that with Bajabio and Jesus with the neon and St. Michael. I created that, okay? That's a prayer circle thing that I did, not only for my mom, for everybody. And a friend of mine contacted me and said, hey, Vin, my friend is in coma. He's not doing so well. He's at the point they don't think he's gonna make it tomorrow. He's not gonna make it. You know, I don't know. I think she said he was brain dead. He wasn't functioning. He was on life support. And I said, I can't. Don't accept that. That's not gonna. You have to. I said, let me put up. Not mine. I see a lot of healing miracles. I love that cube. So I put up that cube. I started praying for him, and a lot of other people started praying. 3 or 4 days later, she hits me up and she says, hey, Vin, I got to tell you something. I said, what? She says, he's back. He's moving. He's eating. He's functioning. She said to me, Vin, you healed him. I said, I don't heal nobody. I don't have that gift. I don't heal anybody. I said, the person that healed him is Jesus Christ and God the Father. They healed him. I just put the information to him, maybe from a lot of people praying and consuming themselves into the prayer, saying that they want this person to get better. I just alerted a lot more people, and that's what he wants to see. He wants to see that. That's his purpose. He wants to see what people think about someone and how much they want that person to live on into this world. That's what he cares about. And that's what I did. And she said to me, no, you healed him. I said, no, I didn't heal nobody. That's not me. I don't have that gift. But then I started seeing things. I'm not saying that I cure people, but I started seeing a lot of other things. And recently, a lot of things have put me into, a lot of people have been saying some things, and it kind of like, my mind is like, I can't explain it. It's just crazy because a lot of people that are coming to me, I can't talk about it. I'll talk about it when the time comes, and you'll understand what I'm trying to say or whatever. Sometimes, as crazy as it sounds, and a lot of us pray to saints and everything, but the power of those saints come from Jesus Christ and God Almighty. They have a lot going on in their life and their plate, so they can't do everything. So they have people that do jobs for them, and that's exactly what happens with the saints. And if I tell you, and I'm not going to tell you now, somebody says something to me, and somebody said something to me yesterday, okay? And he said, hey, Vin, it's not a coincidence. Just to give you the heads up, it's not a coincidence that, me and you were talking, and I got to know you from somebody else, and then from that person, I got to know you. Nothing's a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Midnight prayer is powerful. I pray for 3. I know Ash Wednesday is a powerful, it's a holy day, and I have a good feeling that something's gonna happen. I have a good feeling. That's why I've been telling people pray tonight. So that's the difference, okay? A lot of people don't understand. Then a lot of people, they never prayed a day in their life, okay? But then when they need something, then they start praying. That's not how it works. You pray to tell that you're happy, that you're healthy, that your kids are healthy, your family is healthy. Every single day you have to say, thank you, Jesus Christ, God the Father, the Holy Spirit, for keeping me alive, keeping me healthy, and continue to keep me healthy. Don't say, this and that and whatever. That doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to two things, okay? Health, family, okay? 3 things, happiness, and then the most important thing around it, everything, all those things you have to include is God, Jesus, and the Father. That because without that, you can't have everything else. Everything is doesn't count. You can't have all that stuff, because I've started seeing stuff with my mom right now being in the hospital. I know, because what I've been telling my sister, I said, and somebody else told my sister that, and I said, look, what I was telling you, this person's telling you. It's exactly what I'm telling you. Do good things and good things happen to you. Okay? And a lot of people didn't understand that, jealousy and envy and spitefulness and greed are bad things. And it brings sickness to you. A lot of people didn't know that. I'm not, one thing you got to do is forget and forgive, okay? Don't keep resentment, because then you're defeating the purpose of what I'm telling to people. You could tell people and say, hey, it's not so good to be bad, because there's bad outcome from it. If they get it, they get it. If they don't get it, that's on them. Because there's nothing worse with dealing with a sickness, okay? There's nothing worse than it. Because then you start saying, somebody said to me today, and I kind of try to, he was calling me something, and I got pretty mad about it, and I didn't want to get mad about it. But there's a big celebrity that has a child that's sick, okay, and needs something, kind of like what I'm going through. Doesn't matter all the money in the world this person has, he knows that he can't get that thing with this. He only gets it, and he said, I would give up all that money that I have if I get that thing. But the only person that he has to convince is not a dealer. It's not a person selling a home. The person upstairs. That person has to say, you know what? You deserve that gift. You deserve that miracle, because you've done good things. You helped a lot of people. So I'm going to answer you. You're a good person to a lot of people. That's how it works. You have to convince that person. And before you convince that person, he doesn't want money. He wants humanity. He wants to see you being a good person and being there. The person doesn't have to be a relative. It doesn't have to be a friend. If you see somebody and you're able to help that person, help that person. What do you get out of it? Knowing that you helped somebody at that time, at their worst situation in life, and you were a part of it, and you helped that person grow or get out of something. Greed and bad things happen to good people too. I agree, but bad things happen to good people too. I'm going to explain something to you. Yes, that does that happen, but a lot of people don't understand that. I'm going to explain it to you, Joanne. Even though you were a good person, okay, there could be somebody in your circle, and this happens. Don't understand what I'm trying to say. You could be a good person, right? And I'll give you a perfect example. But let's say, and I'll give you a perfect, and I actually brought this up a while ago. You could be a good person, but let's say your mom or your dad wasn't a good person, okay? And never changed. That person was always, I'm going to explain something to you, how it works. A lot of people don't get it. Well, I'm a good person. I've always been a good person. I'll give you a perfect example. I know somebody, okay, that was looking to get a job. Because their father was a horrible person, they made it impossible to get the person to get the job because of the father. So sometimes what happens is, you ever hear this saying, the sins of the father fall onto the son? It's actually written in the Bible. I'm not trying to be religious to you. I'm trying to give you knowledge and make you understand that. Matthew, do unto others as do unto you. Sometimes, yes, sometimes you probably were a good person, but your dad or your mom was not a good person to a lot of people, and that person never changed. So it skips them, and it comes, unfortunately, to a sibling or a child, a son or a daughter, and they get the backlash from it. So that's what a lot of people don't understand, and I explained that to a lot of people, and they didn't get that. That's why I always say the legacy you leave behind is your outcome in life. If you're a bad person and you're not on this earth anymore, the bad people that get the bad outcome from it, unfortunately, will be your son or your daughter. You know, and it's crazy as it sounds. I actually brought this up a while ago, and somebody sent me this, and I didn't understand what the video meant until the person sent me the next part of the video. He said, watch the video and tell me what you think. And I didn't know what the situation was, and then I got the second part of the video, and then I kind of understood what happened. This was like 8 or 10 years ago. Don't quote me on it. There was a guy in Long Island, and this guy was a good person. He would take the kids to little league practice. He was there for when they needed original sins, generation curse. So he was there for the kids when they needed, coach. He was there when they needed, uniforms and this and that. And what happened was the town was traumatized because the guy's son passed away, and everybody's like, oh, he was such a good person. He was such a great guy. Why him? He was such a good person. A week later, a whole bunch of cops come over to the guy's house, and they take him out on handcuffs, and everybody were upset. They're like, why you have him on handcuffs? He's a good person. He helped so many people. He brought my son to Little League. He did this. He did that. Then the cop says, really? He's a really good person, right? I said, tell that to the 12 people that don't have no daughters because of him. Because he killed people. He killed the women and put them in dumpsters. Tell those women what a good person he was. Then people were like, wow, we didn't even know that. We never knew that. Then they started understanding, the sins on the father fall onto the son. You understand how it works? He was a bad, evil person. He kept it hidden. And the one thing that the person upstairs, well, I'll do that. You understand? Maybe that could change him. You understand what I'm saying? So understand, sometimes a lot of people, you said, oh, it happens to good people. How do you know everybody's good? Do you know everybody's background? Do you know what's going on in people's life? You don't know nothing. The only person that knows is that person upstairs. That person knows everybody because he's watching them like a hawk. That's the person. That's the judge and the jury right there. That's the guy. That's the person. The two people upstairs that decide the outcome. Understand how it works? So you could be a great person. You could be an amazing person. That's why I always tell people the legacy you leave behind there's a reason. The foundation that you leave behind is the foundation that sets in life for the people that you leave here behind. And a lot of people didn't understand what I was trying to say. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we all end up in the same spot. Maybe some people up here, some people down there, but we all end up somewhere. We don't understand. Nobody ends up in a more extravagant place. We all end up either here or there. And it all ends up the same. There's no difference. There's no Black American Express upstairs, you know what I mean? And, everybody's just has a standard, silver credit card, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's the same upstairs as everybody else, you understand? The difference is here, but people don't get it. Does everybody understand what I'm trying to say or don't understand what I'm trying to say? Do you get what I'm trying to say, Joanne? That's why I always say be a good person, help people, because when you need something really, really important in your life, the judgment is already judged. It's already situated. It's already set. Yes, I do. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's why people didn't understand what I was trying to say. They weren't getting what I was trying to say. A lot of people didn't understand if you do bad things, if you're greedy, if you're envy, if you prevent somebody from growing and stuff like that, you're putting sickness on you. Who the hell wants that? Who wants sickness to that? You know what I'm saying? And I had to actually tell somebody that today because the person is very, very... How could you imagine you just wake up to a job and you're already saying, oh, I hate this place. I don't want to be here. Dude, you just got here. Be happy. I said you're able to come to work, walk, get on the bus, and get to work. There's people that can't even walk. There's people that have to... Perfect example, my mom. My mom, I had a tube everywhere she went. To the bathroom. You imagine carrying an oxygen tank to go to the bathroom. You can't take a shower for yourself anymore. That is horrible. If you're able to wake up in the morning and say good morning to your mom, your dad, your wife, your girlfriend, be happy you can do that. And the other thing I told somebody today, and a lot of people don't understand this too, we're all different on this earth. We're all created. Some succeed more than others. That's how it's poured up. There's more talented people than me. Even though everybody thinks I'm talented, there's somebody more talented than me. So I can't be upset about it. I have to accept it and understand that that person was born to be more talented than me. And I said this yesterday. I said, yeah, I actually do play music. I don't play Beethoven, Bach. I can't play chords. I can't score. What I play is what I hear. I play from what I can hear. That's the gift that God gave me. But I'm actually playing stuff. If I have to hire somebody that's more talented than me to play, let's say, something from Beethoven, Bach, Chopin, Tchaikovsky, you know what I mean? Brahms, then I would hire somebody to do that because then that person has a little bit more talent than me. I don't have that ability. I wasn't given that gift. The other stuff that I learned because I needed to learn. And God gave me the resources to learn that stuff. Be grateful for what you have, not what you're going to get. Because sometimes the stuff that you have is more thankful than the stuff that you want to get. Because none of that stuff doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I go on here and I see people praying for their child. Pray for my wife, my child, is hanging on a thread, this and that. That is what's the most important thing in life. That's the main objective there. Family, health, everything else is obsolete. You know what I'm saying? You can't take it with you. If you don't do a will, the government takes it anyway. And they don't want to hear it. And how many people pass away without writing a will because they think that tomorrow... Don't think about tomorrow. Worry about today. That's why I always tell people you need to write a will even though you're in your 30s, even if you're in the 40s, because you don't know what tomorrow brings. You don't know what it brings. You could be walking out of your house and some person reckless steals a car and just running from somebody and just nails you and you're gone. It happens all the time. Don't say that, oh, that's never going to happen to me. That can never happen to me. It could happen to anybody. You're in that bed, you're in at that time, at that point, it happens. You're driving home from a party, some guy or some girl is drank too much or smoked too much. They go in the exit where they have to, where the cars are coming, and they don't know the judgment, and they go speeding out in, and that's what happens. There's so many things variables that you have to be thankful for and grateful for. And these are things that people don't understand, and they don't get it. They don't get the whole aspect of it in life. They don't understand the purpose of it. I try to, that's why a lot of people's like, wow, the music and this. There's a lot more about the music and me. There's a lot of stuff involved. You have no idea. Don't judge something until you read the whole book. Don't just, glance at it and figure out and you say, oh, I know the whole story. You don't know the whole story. How many times you watch a movie and, I know who the bad guy is, and then you find out it's the person that you least suspected. It happens all the time. Don't judge. Don't observate and say, oh, no one should judge. Nobody should judge anybody. And it's crazy as it sounds, that's why if things were more situated, more things would be much better, and things will work out much better. People would have less diseases out there. This is actually I actually had people, I agree and I understand. I actually had people hitting me up and saying, "Hey, thank you. I didn't know about this. I'm gonna straighten up. I didn't know this. I didn't know you do bad things and you're turning bad hormones on. It's like turning Pandora's box. I didn't know." Somebody explained that to me, what you said, and it's actually true. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I started telling people what vitamins to take, what supplements to take. There's so many things, there's so many variables that a lot of people don't understand about things. And it's not me being a genius, it's not being smart, it's just about finding out what the purpose and what everything needs to adjust in life and needs to be fixed and everything like that. That's why everybody says, hey, a bucket list. Why would you want to do a bucket list? A bucket list is the when you're at your worst of times. When you're laid in a bed, how are you going to travel the world if you can't even get out of bed? You should do a bucket list way before it. You want to jump off a plane? Do it way before you can't even get out of bed. You know what I'm saying? This is something that actually, and I actually said this, and I'll give you a perfect example. And I met the person twice in my life, okay? I met some amazing people in my life. FB. I met Steve Jobs twice in my life, okay? And this guy's an icon, okay? I met him twice. Okay, twice in my life I met the guy. I met Steve Jobs twice in my life. I'm meeting people in my life for a reason, okay? Everybody in life, you think your story is not written for you. It's written way before you even know it. You start realizing things as it goes, as things perspire and grow in your life. At the end of the day, his last words were, even though I created this amazing items, computers and phones and this and that people are still using to this day due to me, I would give that up in a heartbeat. And I know how he feels because I live it. I know it. Because at the end of the day, I would give that up if I had more time with my family, because now I'm at my last few days. I don't know when I'm going to go. And I'm living on respirators and machines. And I'm living in an uncomfortable hospital bed. Everything I did, what was the point when the most important things were in front of me and I didn't even realize it? Do you understand what that means? I'll give you an example of what it means. It means what I kind of tell everybody. At the end of the day, we all end up in the same spot. Doesn't matter, If you're a good person and you're a well-known person, you'll be remembered as that person. And if you're a really good person, a lot more people will remember you and honor you and respect you, and your name will come up all the time. If you're a bad person, you won't be talked about as much as a person that was good on this earth. And that's why you shouldn't hate anybody and stuff like that, because then you're putting stuff on you, and that's something you don't need to do. Forgive people. If that's what they want to do and they want to be bad, that's their thing. Just keep them, Don't wish nothing bad on them. If they don't want to change, that's on them. That's not on you. That's not, just don't put that on you, because then it comes back to you. Should be envy and nobody and jealous of anybody. If somebody's better than you, accept it. You know? Watch that person. See what that person's doing. Then you'll pick it up, and maybe you could be like that person if you want to be like that person. Just be happy for what you have and what you can do. Don't over precede yourself and do things that you're not supposed to do. When you stop something from the universe from happening, that's also bad. Because you're preventing something that needs to happen and you're not making it happen. And that's also a sign of greed and envy and selfishness. All bad things. All bad hormones. I actually had some people hitting me up like, "Hi, I didn't know this stuff." Wow. It had to be a good thing you told me this, because I want to be a healthy person. I don't want nobody in my family to be sick. I don't want nobody dealing with me being sick. It's the worst feeling in the world, knowing that somebody in your family is sick and you can't do anything about it. You know? Do good things and good things happen to you. I see it. My mom's got the best care. Good people care about it. You know? Always being a good person. They see my family's a good person. There's some people that go to the hospital, and I've been in a lot of hospitals, that have nobody. They're stuck in a room and they're staring at the ceiling. They have no family. They have nobody. And I have the nurses tell me, like, your mom's lucky. You know, she has a good family. People care about it. I see so many people that don't care, don't have anybody. And they just, they have nobody. They have nobody. Make sure they eat. Make sure they're clean. And that's the worst feeling in the world. Learn that hold anger towards a person, it's like you drinking poison and waiting. Yep. Absolutely. A lot of people don't get it. I've got so many people didn't understand what I was trying to say. And, I had somebody said to me the other day, said something to me. He's like, my dad got sick with the C word and this and that. He never smoked a day in his life. And then I said, could I be honest with you? Was your dad a good person? She goes, no, he wasn't a good person. And she's like, wow, does that cause that? I said, yeah, absolutely. I didn't know that. I didn't know that could happen. And all of us, we're all, this is so bad. I actually had somebody, and what they say, product of elimination. You start realizing who your real friends are and who the people you keep and who your people you don't keep. I actually had somebody that I know, and somebody was with us, and he badmouthed that person in front of me. And then I said to myself, I said, dude, that's so messed up. You pretend that you're a good friend, and you badmouth him in front of me. I said, imagine what you say to him when I'm not around. I said, I don't want nothing to do with you anymore. Goodbye. And that's what you do. You put the people that you believe are the people that are true and blue, and the people that you believe are the right people for you, and those are the people you associate with. People that you're going to grow with, they're going to grow with you, and vice versa. That's how it works, and that's how it should be. Put yourself around positivity and good vibes and positivity and good health, and good outcome will come to you every single time. You don't want to stay around people that are negative, that are nasty, because you're consuming their energy, and you don't want that. You don't want to consume yourself with bad vibes and bad energy, because it consumes you. And then everybody wonders, like, hey, I see a lot of people tweeting you on social media, some Forbes, this, that, because I kind of understand what's going on around me, in front of me, and everywhere around me. Not just the music, everything else. Because I know what the most important thing in life is. It has nothing to do, it's not materialistic things. It's flesh. It's your body. It's life. If you ask what the meaning of life is in a dictionary, it's experience. You experience every day different things in life. And that's what life's about. You experience different outcomes and different things every single day. And that is what makes you stronger, and that makes you grow, and that's what other things are happening with you. And it's crazy because I don't know if a lot of people seen the comments that Logan wrote about me, and I'm not going to be negative or anything like that, but I was being nice to him. I was trying to help him, and then I started seeing things about him, and then I started saying, hey, this person's not what he says he is. He's He's not a nice person. He's all about himself. Listen, if you have 16 million subscribers, okay, honestly, you could give to a lot of people. You could help a lot of people's lives. And that's a good feeling, knowing you're helping people. You're making more money that nobody in their world could ever imagine making. You know how many people you could help that don't have nothing? Giving $5,000 for something like that, that's like giving $10 to somebody. You know what I mean? No, that doesn't compute. It's all about helping people. My mom is in the hospital right now. My dad's staying in this place, and I'm going to actually start helping a lot of people. That's why I'm going to start building my social media thing, because I'm going to help a lot of people through a lot of things. I'm going to let people see things that they need to see in life that's out there that people don't know about. There's an organization called The Gift of Life. Basically what it is, it's families getting together and understanding the purpose of what life is about, because they have a wife, a son or daughter going for a transplant and everything. And they're situated in this hotel, and everybody cooks for themselves. Cooks for each other, cleans everybody's clothes. Humanity, unity. That's what it's all about. And you can give food, you can give water, you could give pots, pans, and all these other stuff. Because you're helping families. Families are starting to realize, you know what? Money doesn't matter in life. It doesn't mean nothing, because that person upstairs is the person that could get me my son's liver or lungs or heart. That's the person I have to convince that I'm a good person. I can't convince him. I have to show him that I'm really real and I'm truly the person that I'm trying to be. I am aware of it. That's what it's all about. So if you want to build the social media channel, I'm going to show you how to build a social media channel, because I'm going to help a lot of people. I'm actually going to be the real situation. And somebody hit me up and said that to me. He goes, you know what? I actually see you for who you are. You're not an imitation. You're not a camouflage. You're what you say you're doing. I believe it, because I see the people following you and how in this. I see you for 2018. You're going to be a big YouTuber, and I am, and I'm going to help a lot of people, because I see how the other half of the life world is, and it's God can do it in a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes God puts in. I'm going to tell you something that somebody's been saying to me, and I can't tell you who I met, because he's not a celebrity, okay? He's not a Forbes 500 person, but he overpasses everything. I'll keep everybody guessing, okay? Because a lot of people were saying a lot of things yesterday. Matter of fact, somebody over here was saying something about me in general and focusing about that, you know? But it's what I've been feeling, and I'm not feeling, but what I've been associating with. Too many coincidences are happening for it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, it's crazy, because a lot of people associating with me for some reason. And somebody said to me, hey, I want to associate with you. I said, why? He's like, I don't know, but I just want to, because I see everybody saying good things about you. You seem like you are a real good person, because I see it, you know. I want to be involved with good people. I want good vibes with me. And I see good vibes coming from you. That's what you have to associate with you. Every day in life is a challenge. The challenge is either be defeated, destroyed, or accomplished everything you try to do. Not only for yourself, but everybody else around you. If somebody was a person that was there for you, and you seen that person with you, and then you decide and say, hey, you know what, I don't want to associate with my person. That's the wrong way to do things. If somebody's there for you, I actually started seeing the people around me that I want more around me. And I see how they're helping me, and I'm going to help them. To me, it's a person do not their who apparent inspire me, impress or inspire me. It's not about an impression inspire me. It's not. You'll know when somebody is a good person, because you'll feel it. You'll know it, because that's something my grandfather gave me, and I'll say it as a gift, a talent. My grandfather said to me, when you meet somebody, you'll see that person for who they are and what they're about right in the beginning. You could tell if that person is a phony, or if that person is truly who they say they are, or they're trying to be or whatever there be. That's how it works. You just get that vibe from somebody. Like somebody gets sometimes they get a vibe and they say, hey, I don't feel comfortable about this. That's the vibe of energy. When something doesn't feel comfortable about doing something, don't do it, because that's telling you there's something not good about that. It's not going to be a good outcome. It's your body just your energy is telling you it's not good energy. You shouldn't do it. You ever hear the saying, first impressions are the first impressions that last? It's the truth. That's why when you meet somebody for the first time, they'll see you for who you are and what you're about. And that's how it always has been, and it always will be that way. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people don't get it. I'm actually going to hit a lot of things, a lot of topics, give to a lot of people, a lot of foundations that people need to know about. People that are dealing. You got to deal with the foundations, and I know a lot of them that someone in their life had somebody in their life that was dealing with an illness. They're here, or they're not here anymore, and they decided and say, you know what? I want nobody in. I know I dealt with something like this. I don't want nobody else in my life, somebody else's life, deal with it. So I'm gonna start a foundation to figure out finding a cure for something, or a resolvement of something, a pill or whatever. And I'm going to start this foundation and let people know about it and what I've been going through and what happened in my life. And I don't want nothing to happen to anybody else's life. I actually seen things that were very sad and very disturbing. Sometimes when you have more than somebody else, when you have a house and you're able to come at your house and turn the heat on and be comfortable. If you're cold, you turn the heat on a little bit more. Imagine, and I've seen it, somebody living on a stoop. And living on somebody's stoop, and I actually saw it. I actually saw it in Philadelphia. And somebody living on somebody's stoop and grabbing a blanket that looked like a napkin and trying to keep warm, especially these cold months that we had of January and February. And imagine how many people, are. And this is actually true, and a lot of people probably actually saw this on one of my shows that I did. I was in the city and I ran into this gentleman, and he was homeless, and it was a cold day, and I actually was trying to get him a job. That's a blessing to have heat. I was trying to get him a job because I know this woman that actually hires seniors. I didn't even think about him homeless. I actually saw him as a senior, an older gentleman. And I actually interviewed him on my show, and I asked him, I said, the first thing he said to me, he goes, everything in my life was going great. Everything was good. I lost my wife, and everything went downhill. That happens to a lot of people. The one thing he was doing, and I know for a fact the woman was not against it, he was smoking, FB, marijuana, and I don't think she wanted that happening at the establishment. So I told him that, you need to give that up. You need to stop. I actually went around and see if I seen him, because I was going to contact him, and I never saw him again. And matter of fact, tomorrow I'm going to go look for him again and see if I see him, and talk to that woman again, or try to figure out a way, maybe talk to my church and see where we can do something and put him somewhere, where he could get out of the street and stay warm, especially with this weather and everything like that. Sometimes people have things going on in their life so great, and they get hit with bad times or a bad situation, and things just turn around for them, and there's nobody to help them, or nobody's helping them, and they just fall on themselves, and they don't have no ambition or anything to change, because they think that nobody's there for them, or they don't have anybody, so they just give up on themselves. And no one should give up on anybody. And if you see somebody in that situation, always intervene, always try to help somebody, always trying to be there for someone, because at the end of the day, you would want somebody to be there for you, and that's how it always ends up, and that's a good vibe and a good situation to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, because then when you want to do a good thing, when you need something really serious in your life, and you have a portfolio that you did so much good, things get answered for you quicker than later. Yes, I agree. So a lot of people don't understand what I try to say or what I try to do every single day. And it's crazy because even though everything has been happening with my mom and everything, I actually have fans and supporters that are actually still purchasing my music and still downloading my music and sharing my music. And that shows me that those people, even though what's going on in my life and things are not so well right now, I'm hanging in there and I'm struggling as it is at anybody else. In the situation I am, I still have people behind me in my circle that are still looking out for my interest, whatever it may be. And that means circulating my music, getting my stuff out there, letting people know about my music, and continue to do stuff for me because they like me. A lot of people love me. And I always tell people, I got to meet I have so many fans and so many supporters, not just here, but all over the world. It's amazing when your CEO from your record label contacts you, you're humble and have faith. When your CEO contacts you and say, hey, Vin, the music is doing so great in Germany. Hey, Sherry, it's doing so good in France. It's doing so good in Belgium. It's doing so good in Italy. Because I have so many fans and supporters there. And it's amazing that, I have real people that really care. And, and when I posted the thing about my mom, a lot of people didn't know what was going on in my life. And a lot of people somebody said to me, wow, you really hit it really good because I had no idea what was going on. And I don't know how you were doing what you were doing with everything going on. Sometimes you have to be positive, and I always am positive, and try to focus on other things to not relate to the other things because the other things are going to work out. So in the process of that, you have to do other things to just clear your mind and still stay in a focused vibe. And that's what I try to tell everybody every single day. Everybody's dealing with their own situation in life. You don't know what's going on in somebody's life. If somebody brings you into their life or tells you about their life and what's going on in their life, and unfortunately in my life, I've met some people that, were not so well. And like anybody else, you can't hold horribleness to them and be nasty because then, like I said, you're bringing diseases to you. And, like I said, I was dealing with my mom. I'm still dealing with my mom. My mom's waiting for a double lung transplant, and there's a lot of variables that involve that. I'm very confident because the doctors are very well. But the question is getting the lungs, getting the right blood type and everything else on it. I have a feeling it's going to happen. One, I do good things. I'm always a good person. I always believe in being a good person. I always look out to help people. I always try to be there for people because I understand I would want people to be there for me. And a lot of people don't understand that. Do unto others as they would do unto you. But sometimes, even if they don't do unto you, but those people need your help, and knowing that you could help those people, just the knowing that you help somebody at their worst of times, and then maybe sometime when you're in a bad situation or a bad outcome, somebody will come to your defense and be there for you when you least expect it, showing you the same the same outcome that you did for somebody else, even though you didn't know that person, and that person thought that you needed something and helped you because he believed that would be something that would actually give you a good outcome on what you're trying to do and whatever it may be. So don't just try to do things to gain things, because sometimes gaining things, like I said, in life, the most important thing is health, family, happiness, and Lord Jesus Christ and God the Father. That is the whole circle right there of what you need in your life to actually make everything else function correctly. You can't take money with you. Like I said, at the end of the day, we all end up in the same spot. Maybe somebody down there, somebody up there. But, we all, and when we end up there, there's no difference. Everybody's treated the same. There's nobody with a Black American Express, FB, or we're all the same. We all don't drive around. We don't fly around in the jet, the Lear jet. We all drive around in the economy class. You know what I'm saying? We're all treated the same, and that's something that a lot of people don't get. You know what I mean? So I was, like I said, a friend of mine today told me about something, and I talked about it a while ago. Suicide is a very, very very serious situation. And I always tell people to look at the signs, your daughter, your son, depressed, they don't really care how they look, avoiding going to school, avoiding being around people. There's a lot of things you need to look at. And sometimes maybe you don't want to talk to your mom or your dad or whatever. Go talk to your priest. Go talk to your school counselor. Go talk to one of your mom's friends or whatever if you feel comfortable. Pay it forth doesn't mean it will come from you. Help. God will put something in your life to bless you when you need it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But you got to do good things for that. God is very, very picky. He wants to see. God wants to see. I'll give you the perfect example, Joanne. Whenever I told you about my friend that her friend was not doing so well, and I put up the cube that you like for the prayer circle, and she actually thought that I actually healed him, and I didn't. The power of prayer healed him. God wants to see people caring about people every single day. He wants to see that you care about somebody and you believe that person should be healed, be saved, be cured, but he needs to see it. Not one person, 2 people, 3 people. He needs to see an abundance of people showing humanity, love. You understand what I'm saying? That's what he wants to see. And then he'll turn the switch on. People don't get it. It doesn't work that way. She actually said, Vin, you blessed, you have powers, you healed. I don't have no powers. If people think that, if I was touched, it's touched by God and Jesus. He gave me the power to tell people things that people didn't know about, that weren't related. They didn't understand this stuff. If that's what God gifted me with, great. But I don't have no power to cure somebody from healing anybody. I'm just a messenger. I'm just telling people things that they need to know to not fall into situations that they don't even need to be around. God wants to see goodness, greatness, helpness, kindness, humanity. And then he'll turn the switch on. Because she started saying, hey, Vin. And she actually said to me, she goes, you cured him. I said, no, I didn't cure nobody. I don't have that gift. But like I said, God works in mysterious ways, because I'll tell you some coincidence stuff that's been happening, and you'll be amazed. And I'm not going to say it now. When the time comes, I'll let everybody know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we are presented things in life that we think we would never be presented, but it's not your choice that it's presented. Someone else presents it to you. You know what I'm saying? And then you start realizing things. God wants to see people caring for each other, being there for each other. Don't just say, oh, Lord, I need this person. They don't want to hear it from you. They know that you care about that person. They know that you love that person. They know that you want that person to get cured. They know you want that person to be healed. He wants to see everybody else say it. He wants to see how much those people that don't know that person or don't have no idea who that person is, but connects to you and feels about what you're feeling and saying, hey, I want to help this person. I want to get this person healthy. I want to be there for that person. And that shows him love, caring, humanity. And that's when he turns on the switch. Because he said, you know what? This is what I worked for. I want people to unite. I want people to be together. That shows me that this person, there's a purpose for this person to intervene. That's where that word comes. Intervene. That's the purpose of me intervening and getting involved. That's what you do. When you're praying for somebody, your prayers are great. But the power of prayer, that's what the power of prayer means. It means people showing love to someone that they don't know. They never knew who their person was, but they care. because they have a mother, they have a father, they have a son, they have a daughter. You understand how it works? That's how it works. That's the main factor of everything that people don't get. They don't understand. But sometimes things, and that's when people get together, and that's what he wants. He wants to see that. He wants to see the whole outcome. Yes, I have your mom prayer and chain. Thank you very much. See, you know what? This is what I'm going to show you, okay? This is how it works. She's praying for my mom, right? For any reason, she don't even have to tell me, okay? God forbid, all right, I'm going to say God forbid, something in her life where she's dealing with something that I'm dealing with. She doesn't even have to tell me. She's just got to post something. Somebody in my family is sick. I'm going to say, wow, I'm there for this person. And I'll start praying and letting people saying, hey, pray for this woman. Somebody in her family needs to be helped. Show us the love. Show your love to this person. Give her her prayers. Give her her amens. And that's how it works. That's how the cycle works. That's when you should always be closing on those deals. Those are the ones that count. So that's the main objective of everything. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you so much. And Sherry's a perfect example. I've helped so many people, and I've actually helped her. I've actually helped her without her even asking me to help her. God knows, even if you don't say. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. Don't ask for something if you never put in the work. Because he sees that also. You understand? He knows what's going around. He knows what's happening. He knows if you help people. He knows if you were there for people. He knows if you're nice, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. Always be humble, always be generous, always be caring, always be loving, always understand people. That's what the main objective is, and that's what he wants to see, and that's what he continues to see, and that's what's things gonna develop. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people have been hitting me up and saying, hey, like my friend said, hey, you cured my friend. I don't have the gift to cure people. He has the cure. He has the gift. He's the one that cures people. I just put it I just show him what somebody's going through, and then to see if anybody wants to intervene and get involved. And then he sees how many people get involved and intervene, and the power of prayer shows him, the Father and the Son, that this person cares about this person. A lot of people care about this person, so this person needs to be taken care of and helped. You know what I'm saying? Hey Vinny, how's your mom? She's hanging in there. We're just waiting right now. We're waiting for the right lungs, the right blood type, and like everything else, it's a waiting game right now. That's what we're waiting for. It's a matter of time. We're just waiting right now, and that's what it is. That's the hardest thing in the world. Dealing with somebody that you love more than anything on this earth, and you're not able to help that person. The only person who's able to help them is that person up there. And I've done good things in my life, and I continue to do good things in my life, and I'm starting to see the people that I'm associating with me, and I can't tell you what I've been connected to. Somebody said something to me. I don't have no healing powers. Maybe God has told me to tell people things and to see how people react. That I understand. That I could agree on, but I don't have none of that. But started seeing a lot of other things variable evolve. And somebody said to me, and somebody really, really blew my mind. He says, everything's not a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why. Because I met somebody through one person that I would never in a million years know that knew that person. And then I met another person that knew somebody else. And that person is the person that was touched and did a lot of things. How crazy is that? And I actually got to meet this person. And what's going on in my life with my mom and everything. Things happen for reasons. Doors open up sometimes, and you don't even know that door is right in front of you. That's why I always say, always be good person to people, and good things will always happen to you. Understand people. Don't understand. You don't understand. You can't judge a book if you don't read the book. You don't know the beginning, the end, or the middle of the story if you don't actually pick up the book. Understand what I'm trying to say? Somebody actually said to me today, he's like, hey, when you rap, it sounds like somebody said something the other day. Somebody said something last night. In actuality, it could be that. Somebody says to you, when you rap, I don't think it's you rapping. I think it's the Lord. If it is, sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying. It just comes out of my mouth and it just comes out. And it's not the first person that said that. So many people said that to me. A family member said that to me. He goes, what you do is not I'm going to say it's not normal. You're not doing it. Somebody else is doing it for you. Don't judge a book by its cover. Absolutely. Sometimes the words that I use, I don't even know where they're coming from. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what they're coming from. And somebody actually said to me, somebody really big, I actually said it yesterday, and somebody said to me, I don't even compare to that person. Somebody that got mad at me said, don't even say that. I would never be able to, people associate with me from 400s or 500s, these guys that are like big entrepreneurs who are making billions of deals and stuff like that, following me, messaging me. They say they see something in me. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I'm a good person. That's all that counts. And actually somebody said that to me today, yesterday, and somebody else told me that. And then what else happened? I can't bring that up yet. I'll bring that up after, and then you can figure it out yourself. But like I said, do good things and good things come back to you, And it's true, you know what I'm saying? And that's what he wants to see. He wants to see goodness. He wants to see goodness. He wants to see helpfulness. Don't just help somebody just to gain profit. That's not what he wants to see. People are greedy, and that's not good, because to him that doesn't mean nothing. Because at the end of the day, saving money for a car, a house, but when you need something vital, like I'm talking about, that's something that money don't buy. And guess what? That dealer is he's not really negotiable. He wants to see actual proof. He wants to see actual outcome. He wants to see you're real, not you're just for one thing. Heart is the key. That is what he wants to see. That's what somebody said to me, hey, you healed my friend. I didn't heal nobody. I don't heal nobody. I don't have that gift. Yeah, but he was in life support. He wasn't going to make it. As soon as you started doing, that's him. He did that. I just told him that person needed help. And people started showing that, and that's how he got healed. I hope that person is not on here right now, because people are probably like, if that person was on here, they would tell you what I'm talking about. And that person thanks that person every single day because of me. Don't thank me. Thank the two people upstairs. Those are the people that brought you back. Those are the people that brought you back. Not me. I didn't bring you back. Those two people brought you back. He just wanted to see how many people cared about this person, how much people really want this person to be healed and healthy and that. I bet your grandfather is looking down on you. So very proud of you. I hope so. My grandfather was an amazing person. What was I going to say? The other day, I live in Staten Island, right? And it's crazy because I'm looking up, and I actually saw a falcon. And I never saw that before, but the falcon was like overhead me and circling me. So I was curious. I said, what does that mean? What is a falcon or a hawk following you? Because certain things mean certain things. So I looked at it and I said, what's the significance of a bird? They said a guardian angel is upon you. That's what it was. That's exactly what it said. And too many things are happening. And I know my mom's going to get what she's got to get. And I know that because I believe and I continue to believe. And I'm trying to make people understand also they have to change a lot of situations in life, because when I don't want nobody to ever deal with what I'm dealing with and what I'm going through, because there's nothing worse than when you have something in a situation like that and you can't do nothing about it. You can't do anything. You've done as much as you can. You were there for that person, but you can't do anything more. You know what I'm saying? And then you start you start getting involved and getting in situations other ways, and then you start seeing help in a different way. And then you start saying, wow, somebody's actually noticing things, something, because pennies and feathers are a sign too. So that's what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm trying to say? There's a lot of variables happening, and I thought it was all coincidence. And the person that I said to me said something to me, and the person that I actually was connected with was somebody that had somebody in their life that was really big in this world. I don't mean celebrity. I mean big. You know? But, so a lot of people started situating me with that and stuff like that, because I've been getting a lot of people saying a lot of things to me and say, hey, you've been touched and this and that. I don't know. But if that's the case, if I'm supposed to tell people things, that's a great thing, because I want to help a lot of people. I think a lot of people need to be helped. There's a lot of situations, not bad, but there's a lot of bad situations out there that need to be adjusted. And knowing that people intervening and helping people, it also helps you when you need something. Don't ever say this could never happen to me, because you don't know what tomorrow brings. You know what I mean? I've had friends of mine that, one of the friends was dealing with somebody with an illness, a terminal illness, and they're like, well, and then the next year or the year later, that person is dealing with the same situation. Not at that time, but a different time. But he's dealing with the same situation. You know what I mean? So don't judge things because they're not falling on you, because you never know what it could happen to anything. It could happen to anybody. I'm trying to give people, a lot of people don't understand that, well, if you smoke, of course, you have a better chance of getting the C word, right? But a lot of people know if you're a bad person, you could actually get the C word too? Nobody knew that. Nobody knew that. I knew it. I know, because you're turning on hormones that you don't want to start. Why you think I was telling a lot of you women, right? Because I read a lot and I learn a lot and I know a lot. I told a lot of women that you should drink at least FB. I'm saying FB, Facebook, because I'm not bringing something out there that I'm bringing it out there for the first time. It's out there. Just read about it. If you women drink actually pure, organic, unbleached tea bags of green tea, 3 glasses a day, you actually prevent yourself from getting the C word. Got that? 3 glasses of green tea a day, pure green tea, try to get it decaffeinated, organic, unbleached tea bags, and you're preventing yourself from getting that C word. Okay? That's one thing you could actually do. And there's a lot of other things that actually do. You know how many people hit me up and say all the time, hey, Vin, you know what? You should write a book. You need to write a book. I can just tell you right now, this is something that's actually, it's written. You could actually, it's one of the biggest antioxidants out there. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know these things. If you don't know these things, how are you going to address them? How are you going to go about them? There's a lot of things. Everybody calls me genius. I actually have people that follow my friends that I know from Yale and Yale and Princeton and Harvard and Oxford, and all these schools, thinking that I graduated from those schools. I didn't. I inquired those friends because they started to see something in me that they didn't have, and we clicked, And they're very smart people. I know, sir. They know things. I learn things from them. They learn things from me, and that's how the things work. So that's the whole key factor of everything. As long as you have everybody in your circle healthy and happy, don't worry about everything else. Just be happy that you could pay your bills. Be happy that you have a decent car. Be happy that you have a roof over your head. Don't oversees everything else, because the most important things are those things more than anything else. Because at the end of the day, like I tell everybody don't get it. Everybody gets it, but they get it too late in life, and then it's too late for anything. If you can't walk, what's the point of driving a car? or expensive car. What's the point of having a mansion if you're spending more time in hospitals hooked on machines than being in your mansion and being in your jacuzzi or your hot tub or your ingrown pool or whatever? So that's basically it. All right. I'm going to say a wrap, and then I'm going to break out. I hope I got a lot of people a lot of information, and helped a lot of people with a lot of things. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to say something. I'm going to say a wrap because everybody's used to my raps every day, and then I'm just going to call it a night. I wish everybody tons of health, happiness. Thank you, everybody, for praying for my mom. Please continue to pray for my mom. I appreciate it. My family appreciate it. Power of prayer is really powerful. Every single day, I try to do what I got to do in life, and that's something that I can't take away from my dreams or what I do each and every day, and that's part of my life. A lot of people say I'm gifted with some powers that I don't understand that is from me or if it's someone else that I can't even see. But what I try to do and what I try to relate each and every day is try to get people in situations that they might relate or they might understand the difficulty of it each and every day. Don't judge a book by its cover before you read it, as you can see, because you don't know the end of the story if you don't even look at the book and end up the story, and that's something you could never see. Life is a reality, and the situation is an illusion as it's true to be, gifted by so many that you will see, and that's something that people will never see. People started saying to me today, I'm gifted, and that's something that you might not see, but I see. Gifted in what way? In any way is true, but at the end of the day, I started to seeing things that people will not see, but I see it too. It's an abundancy of what you put in life, and that's something that's true. And if you do goodness, then good things will come back to you. And that's something nobody could buy in any way, and that's something that's true. All you can do is bless for the best and try to overpass the destruction and to pass each and every test, because life is a reality and people don't understand the situationality of the mentality of what happens every day. Look what happened in Florida. Did you imagine that that was going to happen today? Today is actually Ash Wednesday, a holy day. Did you think that some crazy kid would end up shooting people and killing so many kids today? Life is so true, as you can see, but in actuality, life is something that people end up seeing too late, and that's something it'll be. The truth as it may be, and the situation that you will see, and the reality is what you do in life, and that's something that people will see. I never understood things as I see them come to me every single day. And it doesn't matter what you do, how much money you have in any way. The most important thing truly to each and every day is be healthy, be happy, and be happy what you have and what you continue to have each and every day. Don't work harder than what you do, and understand at the end of the day it all comes down to you. So understand, being good to people and good things will end up coming back to you. Being bad and the end of story will be something that you don't want to see come true. That's why I started to tell people today, and people were hitting me up in emails, in Facebook, and Instagrams, in every way. They were saying, hey, I didn't know that you could cause craziness and sickness by being an evil person today. It's true to see, and what you might not know, the situation is something that you need to know. Try to understand what I try to say, and some of these words that I come out of my mouth, I don't even think about them any other way. They just come out, and they come out sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a scary way, or sometimes in any different way. But this is something that I'll say, and I'll say it each and every day. Life is true to what you do, and you will see. Jesus Christ, God, is something that he wanted people to see. And the main factor of life, it was how we take care of ourselves in humanity. Don't be selfish. Don't be greedy in any way. As you can see each and every day, it doesn't matter the Glock or the gun or the bullets that you shoot each and every day. It doesn't matter if you're tough, if you're strong in any way. It all ends up how you are a good person, and that will keep you healthy and safe each and every day. That is the mentality of people need to see in the right way. So am I different than any social media figures you can see? Yes, of course I am, because I'm gifted in any place and you will ever see. The reality and the massacre that happened today, it shouldn't happen in any way. Metal detectors should have been in that school before today. Understand, people are sick in every way. It's not like it used to be. I grew up in ways that are different that you can see. Things are totally different today. And that's a situation and the madness that people end up seeing every single day from the deaths that happen. This crazy. People say, how could this happen on a holy day? Understand that the words that kids are saying each and every day, the selfishness and the suicide that are ending up each and every day. And that's the mentality that we need to teach our kids so our kids could survive each and every day. All right, guys, I'm out. I wish you all the best. Stay healthy, stay focused, and I wish you all the health. As soon as I heard what happened today, I thought of the Palm Sunday massacre. Evil person, things. All we can do is pray, and hopefully the kids that are still alive survive and overpass this tragedy that's what happened today. And we have to wake up. We have to figure out ways to prevent this stuff from happening. And all the things that I brought up today is certain things that we need to do. We don't know what's going on in people's life every single day. Nobody knows what's going in somebody's mind. That's why you shouldn't say anything bad about somebody. You shouldn't bully anybody. You shouldn't bully anybody. You shouldn't be nasty to anybody. Because somebody in their life, you don't know what's happening in their world. You don't know what their world is turning, is falling apart. They don't care about their life anymore. And it only takes 1 second to them to just snap. Thank you very much. I'm out too. Thank you, Joanne, Rogerio. Thank you, Sherry. And thank you, everybody. I wish you all the best. Stay healthy.